Female content creators are earning 30 to 50% less than male content creators. And this is the most disturbing part of this entire thing. Over 70% of creators are female. So, kind of do the math there for a quick second. We are earning significantly less, and yet we make up a majority of this entire field. So, then I threw some numbers into ChatGPT just to be able to get a better understanding of where I'm at on this like percentage scale from the revenue that I've made as a creator, from, like, am I in the top 10 percentile? Where am I at? And I put my numbers in there and it said, you are not even in the top 10%. You are not in the 1%. You are likely a part of the 0.1% of content creators. Now, I want to be clear, this is not including the influencers that have got 30 million followers, like an Alex Earl of sorts, because Alex Earl's literally crushing it. Good for her. However, this is through me not being an influencer. This is through me not accepting UGC deals. This is through me building a content agency. This is through me building a for real business. And if we haven't had a chance to meet yet, my name is Natalie Draw, and I apologize for the way that I do look. I'm about to go horseback riding, so I'm giving, my bookshelf doesn't help either. Like it's giving old countryside. So this is my vibe. This is my aesthetic. I feel like you can get a lot from what's happening in this room at the moment. But I am going to walk you guys through what I've done to become, according to ChatGPT, which take it with a grain of salt, what ChatGPT is considering a potential 0.1% content creator. And I wanted to walk you guys through this because not only am I a content creator, but I also train female content creators to become the face of brands. And I feel like I do three things very distinctly different than a lot of other content creators. And especially, this is like, if a man's watching this, like, by all means, please take this with what you would like. But this is specifically more for female creators who are undercharging, like, unlike anything I've ever seen before. And it's really harmful not only to the creator economy, but it's also really harmful to you because you're undervaluing yourself. And I think as women, we just do that pretty naturally. And I'm going to be honest, it took somebody that I'm very thankful to have in my corner being like, you're charging way too little. What are you doing? Like, what do you mean you accepted a deal for $500 for 10 videos? Well, I was like, well, I was 17. Like, it was a good deal. Actually, I think I was 17 or 16. I thought that was like a really good deal at the time, and it wasn't. So what I want to do is like expose you to what's possible. That's honestly become my slogan, my saying over the last little bit is like, I'm not bragging. I am exposing you to what's possible, because when I expose you to what's possible, then you start doing more and you start doing better. And that's another big slogan at our office is do more and do better. Thanks, Mr. Hormozy, for that one. So what I want to walk you guys through is the top 3 things that I do to be able to really make more money as a female creator. Like, let's get these numbers up, because that was sad. That's like super pathetic that 70% of the entire demographic of creators is female, and yet we statistically make 30 to 50% less than males. What in the world? So here's what I think is going on, and then I'll get into step 1, 2, and 3. What I think is happening is that we devalue ourselves as women. My team had a call with a woman here earlier this week who was wanting to join our academy, and it's an application process. And so one of my team members was on an interview with her, and she had said that she was creating 30 pieces of content per month for 3 brands. And so she was doing 90 in total. She was getting paid $17 per video. Yeah, that, like, I honestly really, I almost had my team member call her back and be like, we need to chat. Like, please, for the love, like, let me just talk to you and let's fix this. But that's also part of why I make content on these platforms, is again to show you what is possible. So 1, I think we devalue ourselves. Number 2, I think we accept whatever comes our way, because females specifically, I have seen such a bad, and I used to do this too, I have seen such a horrible mindset when it comes to finances. And women, I don't quite know why women do this more than men. I haven't dug into this, psychologically, nor am I a psychologist. So, if you are, feel free to go for it. But women have horrible scarcity mindsets. And it's something that I've actually had to put into training into my creator academy, because my academy is for women only. And that's not something that I thought I was ever going to be coaching on or training on, because I thought it was maybe a bit more common. I didn't think that was like an issue that a lot of people ran into. And I'll be very honest, again, it was something that I ran into, and it took a male mentor of mine to say, I don't care what you think. you need to charge 10 grand instead of 1,000. I do not care if that scares you. You need to start doing it. And I did. And I started closing more clients. I started closing better quality clients. And it was great. So we undervalue ourselves. We have this horrible scarcity mindset. And I think women are very underexposed to finances. Now, I grew up in a household that just had finances all over the place, like in a good way, in a very good way. My parents are both entrepreneurs that work together, and I grew up with that. That's what I thought was normal. I thought mom and dads always worked together. I thought they always built businesses, and now that's like very much translated into my husband and I's relationship. And that's just what I grew up with. Like money was never a taboo topic, finances were never a taboo topic. So I'm very grateful that I grew up in a household that was very financially literate. Now, not everybody gets that opportunity at all. So those are, I think, like the three really big things. One, scarcity mindset. Two, we undervalue ourselves. And three, financial literacy as women. I think it's just down across the board. And I don't even want to just like subject that off from women. I think that financial literacy is just down across the board, which that's a bummer. It really sucks. I'm not somebody to teach financial literacy, but for the love, can we get a course on that from somebody? Anyway, so here's the three things that I do to make more money as a creator, because I'm not going to gatekeep this. There are millions and millions of companies out here. This is literally what I teach inside of my academy. And I'm going to break it down for you guys in a very simplistic way as much as I possibly can. So here's the thing. Number one, you build an offer, and you build an offer that is so good that brands would feel stupid for saying no to you. And this is a really big thing that a lot of specifically female creators do not do. And a lot of creators, they build this beautiful like pitch deck, and they build this beautiful website, and it's got like a menu list of items that they can do for these different companies, all these different things that they can potentially work on for these brands, which is great and it's beautiful. However, when you do that, you are inherently devaluing yourself, because what I would charge, let's say like JC Penney for content, is going to be very differently than how I charge Bob's Building local construction company. Like it's going to inherently be different. And so when you have those prices up on your website, you're inherently going to make less money. Like, I'm sorry, I'm tripping over my words, but I just wish that more people knew this. So I am not going to charge the same per company. Now, however, I do have like a baseline. I have a minimum, and I do not work with companies who are not willing to pay me at least $5,000 per month, because that means they're not invested into this, and I'm going to get treated like dirt, like absolute dirt. That's been the case the entire time I've been a creator. Now, so that's step one. Build an offer that is so good, brands would say no, be stupid to say no to you. And that offer is going to be like your signature offer. It's going to be how many pieces of content you offer mixed with the dollar sign. That's it. Mine, 30 pieces of content, 5 grand, minimum. And those 30 pieces of content I crank out in dang near a day. So it's not some like highly curated video. No, it's human. So that's step one. Build an offer that's actually good. Okay. Step two, by the way, with your offer, like don't make your key offer like $100. Okay. I've been doing this for a while, but that doesn't mean that you can't charge a few $1,000s as well. Like at bare minimum, be charging 3 grand. Okay. It just doesn't make sense. Charge something that at least can pay your rent. Okay. Step two is learn how to sell. These companies are completely robbing you blind as a creator. And I say that very lovingly, but they are, because if you are just like, hey, here's my paper that has got all of my prices on here. I charge $50 per video. I'm like, great. What are we doing? We could get onto a sales call with them, actually make them understand that they need us more, show them the value of our offer, and charge them 5 grand or charge them 10 grand. Okay, so learn how to sell your offer. And then after that is step number 3, which is my personal favorite, because I've acted as head of ops in my company for a long time. And I love operations, I love systems, and it's what makes you stand out as a creator. So when you are building your offer, you then sell your offer, you need to learn how to fulfill on your offer. And this is where I see so many creators make a mistake as well. So here's the thing, a lot of men naturally know that they need to build systems and that they need to build operations. Now, a lot of women know how to do this as well. You just don't realize that you're doing it. So what I want you to get in the habit of is recognizing patterns. And if you're a woman that doesn't do this naturally, that is okay. That's why there's people like me that teach you how to be able to do it. But where UGC creators, where like the influencer creators, where they get stuck is they don't create a repeatable process. And this becomes very, very, very important. And I just wish that I could like shake every creator and say, please pay attention to this now, because I didn't. And oh man, it was like a disaster for a little while because I didn't build systems. And so it took me a while to build systems that were efficient and that are good. And I am very proud of them, to be honest. And I love my systems. So here's the thing with systems. And I want you guys to understand the difference in between like UGC and influencer deals versus the type of content creation that I am teaching. And the type of content creation that I'm teaching has a strong entrepreneurship background to it, whereas UGC and influencer deals is what I would equate to freelancer deals. There's no way to build a sustainable system around the one-off UGC deals, around the one-off influencer gigs. Whereas when you do this system, it is agency work. You are working with brands for 6 months, 12 months, over a year, 24 months. We are working with these companies for an extended period of time. So if you don't have a repeatable system, they're going to ditch you really quickly. And that's part of how I've been able to make my money as a creator, is through working with the same brands continuously. So my advice is to, for the love, build systems that allow things to be copy and paste per client. I'm not saying the content should be copy and paste. I want to be very clear. How you work with your clients should be copy and paste, copy and paste. How I work with every single brand is the exact same. And here's like a very visual maybe example that might help you. So let's say I sign on with brand A, I sign on with brand B, and I sign on with brand C. Brand A wants to communicate with me via email. They use Notion to be able to do all their project management, and they want me to upload all my content to Google Drive. Okay, then we've got brand B, who wants to communicate on WhatsApp. They do all their project management on Slack, and they want me to upload all of my content for them onto Dropbox. Then we've got we've got brand C, who is let's see, they want me to communicate with them on Skype. All their project management system is inside of Outlook, and then they want me to upload all of my content into like Photo Dump or whatever that app is called. Do you see how that gets really confusing at scale? Like, do you see how that gets to be really, 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 really problematic? It does. So that's fine if you're going to do that for one or two companies. However, I don't think of business on a one or two company basis. Like, if my business and my actions are not resulting in at least $5,000 per day of revenue, then I'm focusing on the wrong things. Like, I'm focusing on wrong leverage. So for me, that's a wonderful lifestyle business if you just want to do freelance for forever, and there's nothing wrong with that. However, my goal was to be able to get to $50,000 months, and then $100,000 months, and then $200,000 months. That's always been my goal, and to go obviously beyond that as well. And I did, which I'm very, very thankful for. But the only reason that I was able to do that is because I was managing dozens and dozens of clients at a time. And it's all because I had a system. And so all of my clients communicate the same way to me. All of my clients operate the same way. They're all on the same schedule. And maybe you're probably like, okay, this girl is like wildly type A. This is ridiculous. However, if you ever have any aspirations to build a team around you as well, you can't expect a video editor or a copywriter or a customer success manager to work on all of your clients' different systems. No, you have to build one. And so that's what I did. And that is why I've been able to get paid more, because I can handle more clients at a time. Sorry to go on like an operations rant. My apologies, guys. But I get paid more because I can handle more clients. My clients have a positive experience with me because I'm able to put them through my own system. Like, they literally get onboarded to my business as a creator. And then on top of that, I know how to provide good content, which that's the easy part, by the way. Making content is the easy part. It is doing all the sales, the marketing, and the regular business pieces that creators just don't know how to do sometimes. Okay. So if you've got the goal of like, okay, I want to hit $10,000 months, and then $20,000 months, 30, 40, 50, 60, so on and so forth. That is so doable. Like, I want to be so clear. $50,000 months as a creator is like 10 clients, if that. Because by the time you start signing like more and more, you can up your prices. But please, for the love, start doing these three things, because we as women convert better than men. At least that's what I've seen historically across not only my content, but also my agency's content. I have outperformed every single male CEO I've ever created content against, like in an A/B test every single time. I think one of my biggest one was that I actually created content against my husband, and I ended up getting, I believe it was a 36x return on our ad spend versus my husband. So, anyways, like it works. It really works so incredibly well if you're just willing to do it. So sometimes, guys, you have to do the things that it's like the path that's less traveled. And I don't see many people, at least I don't see many creators talk about the three things that I just gave to you guys of build your offer, learn how to sell it, and build operations around it, because they're so focused on like, let's get more clients, get more clients, get more clients. Instead, I'm like, let's do the deep work to make sure our clients have a heck of a good experience, work with them for such an extended period of time, and get paid for it as well, and get paid well, right? I don't think it's worth it anymore just because of how expensive this entire world is at this point. It's not worth it to me to accept a few $100 deals. Now, everybody's in a very different financial situation. And when I was first starting, I didn't even have a bank account. So like, yeah, every deal was like special to me. It was like sacred to me. However, my grocery bill at this point is like $200 a week. So like if a deal doesn't even cover my grocery bill for the month, like what are we doing, right? So charge more. You are so valuable. Just start charging more. Okay. Anyways, even if you're new, I believe in you. You can absolutely do this. With that being said, I want to point you guys in the direction of another video that I just posted, and it is basically a pep talk. It's very raw. It is very, very me just yelling and preaching about how to have confidence as a content creator. If you feel like you're too afraid to post, you're too afraid to reach out to companies, please go watch that video. I'm going to link it right here, probably somewhere on this side. Please go watch it because I need you to have confidence, because confidence is where money gets made. And I really want that for you. And I think I may want it as much as you do. So anyways, with that being said, thanks for watching, guys. I'm going to go ride some ponies over some sticks, and I will see you guys in the next video.